Hello everyone and welcome to the beautiful Birch House Lakes on the Mallard Lake, where I'm going to be fishing a waggler. Look at the state of it, folks. I am in my t-shirt. It's going to get up to 17-18 degrees today, but I'm fishing a waggler for pretty much everything. Hopefully loads of big dirty F1s, loads of big carps, roach, maybe the odd skimmer. There's all sorts in here, but hopefully it's going to be one a chuck. I'll be blasting casters everywhere, getting them shallow and just catching loads and loads of fish for you lovely lot. So without further ado, I think we need to get over to the box and I'll run you through exactly what we're doing. Come on, here we go then. So why have I chose to fish here? Well, basically I've got an island there that screams fish, but if I go anywhere near that with a waggler, I'll be losing lots of hook lengths, and hook lengths are pretty important to me. I don't like losing hook lengths. And the other thing you've got, and all this lake here is like a central island, central bit of island where the fish naturally want to gather. It's perfect. I've got nothing around me, no trees around me or anything like that to obstruct me casting, and I've done my own work. You know, well, I've not done my own. I've been here quite a lot over the last few weeks, doing various filming days. There's one more swirling there as I speak, and I know there's a lot of fish here. So if you're going pleasure fishing, do your homework first. Find out which area of the lakes are fishing best, and then if you are looking to fish a waggler, make sure the wind is on your back, or conditions like this today, there's no wind whatsoever, so it doesn't matter where you sit. Make sure it's comfy for you though. I wouldn't want to sit on that side with the sun glaring in my face. It'd be hard to see a waggler and this, that and the other. So make sure, one, there's no wind, and then the sun's on your back, that kind of thing. But that's why I've chosen here. I know it's a good area. I've got natural fish holding features there where potentially if I need to, it's harder. I can go a little bit closer to. But all in all, to be fair, it don't flipping matter where you sit on this lake, on this venue. There's fish everywhere. But I know we're guaranteed to get bites here. So I want to get into them. Come and join me. Let's see what we can catch. Go ahead. Might be foul up that one, Jamie. That might not be. Oh no, he's had it. Oh, go on. Well, there you go then. I thought that was foul hooked. That's my second cast. Mr. Roach first chuck where I'm fishing. And then I've just seen a little ball of what I thought were carp, but they're these beautiful F1s that the Mallard Lake is famous. Well, all the flipping lakes here, the beautiful Birch House Lakes are famous for. As I said before, I've expected a few of these, as I said in the intro this morning. But I thought it'd be mainly like silvers. I was convinced how far looked. Oh, beautiful F1s are. Look at them into sunlight. So nice to have a t-shirt on, folks. Right, so now I've spooked that shoal. I think we'll get back into my main area. Just going to have another cast and then I'll talk you through what we're doing, my setup and everything like that. As you all know by now, waggler is my ultimate favourite way of fishing in the whole wide world, and it's so simple but really effective this time of year. You know, that really early spring when you get these kind of mornings, it's cold at night, but then gets up to 16, 17, 18 degrees, it gets really warm. Often like that, I've just seen that ball of fish up in the water. Sometimes a pole can spook them, so by fishing a waggler a little bit further out, and obviously in conjunction with casters and maggots, it's a fabulous way of getting bites and, you know, keeping fish coming. And, you know, you almost, I was going to go then, you almost don't know what you're going to get next. Is that on? You almost don't know what you're going to catch next. When that float goes under, you don't know what it's going to be. There's everything, you know, in these lakes, and obviously they're often overlooked. Pellets, I'd probably get an odd bite on pellet, but it'd be very, very selective. The beauty of natural baits, obviously maggots, casters, I'm going to catch pretty much everything swimming. All I've got to work out now is how the fish want the bait, whether they want fishing through the water or they want it hard on the bottom. That's all I've got to work out. There's loads of skimmers in here as well. There's a little dink then. Loads of skimmers in here. I've just got to work out if they want it, you know, me feed first and then cast into it, or like I'm doing, casting in, feathering that float down, getting it back into position and then feeding around it. I'll let the fish tell me that. I'd imagine to start seeing them swirl. I'll just catch one, catch a little silver if I don't miss the bite. Or they can sometimes be hard to it. There you go, it's a little bobby fish. Little bobby fish. But it's all about bites, isn't it? I don't care whether you're a match angler, you're a pleasure angler, you've never fished before, it's all about getting bites. little baby roach like that. Right, let me talk you through my setup, where I'm fishing, and more importantly where I plumbed up, because it's a little bit different, this lake, in that if Jamie pans round you can see that island there. Obviously that's a natural fish holding feature there, that island. What we've got on pretty much all the lakes here at Birchhouse is a central strip of islands where it goes shallower. Now here on Mallard, it's been here a long time, this lake. So what's happened is obviously the island sort of eroded over the years, you know, getting all the wind, the undertow, that kind of thing. It naturally breaks the island up, or you know, the middle central bit of the lake, if you like. So it's gone a little bit deeper. It's still like a little bit of a mound on there. So I'll talk you through when I go through plumbing up. I'll talk you through what I'm looking for. Basically, I'm overcasting and fishing at the back of the slope, so that when I feather my float down, feather my waggler down, my bait's coming onto the island nice and natural, almost like you're fishing down the edge, yeah? So if the slope's going out that way, you're laying your rig in that way, holding the tight line so your float's coming back onto the ledge nice and natural. Dead simple, folks. So let me put some more bait in. Whereas if I fished it this side, then obviously where I cast to, I'm going to be miles too much over depth, I'm not going to see a bite at all. So that's why I'm going slightly over the island, the sunken island. Might be a bit hairy when I start catching F1s in carp, if we do get into them. So there's loads in. Whether they feed or not, so as I say, when I opened up with that F1, I cast to the ball then. So that might be a case, and that's why the waggler is so flipping effective, folks. So, standard setup. How many times have I taught you through this? It's all I want to do. I don't want to fish poles anymore. 3000 size-ish reel is about right. 0.16 mainline. Now it's actual a high-tech mainline, this one. It's 0.16 AccuPower. Don't need to go all guns blazing and use a heavy reel line yet. The fish is still waking up. They're still like flipping ice cubes, but they're more than willing to feed now, yeah. All the silvers are feeding, and even the carp are waking up, but certainly silvers and F1s. So obviously, as always, load it to the lip of the spool. Rod size, again, I've only got a 12 foot, so 12 or 13 foot light float rods, I'd say. You don't need heavy float rods, you know, sort of traditional pellet waggler rods, anything like that, just yet. Wait until that gets warmer, and then you go on to pellet. I keep getting attacked by running flies. I'd say they're attracted to my head, but I've got my blooming cap on to try and get rid of them, but they're still on me. So yeah, so light waggler rods. I've got the Superior X Super Light. It's a fantastic rod, absolutely brilliant. You know, doesn't lock up, and it's allowing me to fish lighter hook lengths. So you know, days like this where the fish can see everything because it's still pretty clear, allows you to fish slightly lighter hook lengths. So come down to the business end then, and the floats themselves. I love our new. Well, they're not so new anymore. They've been out probably 18 months, 2 years. Our insert wagglers, unloaded, but all I've got is a little loaded attachment there, just one of our pellet waggler attachments, just with the rubbers either side, and you can see I've just got some number 8 stots just either side of the float, more down towards my hook, just in case, oh there's a carp there I could mug, just in case conditions change and I need to like really get that bait down if I get wind, you know, undertow, things like that. I know, Jamie, I can see it, Jamie. And then just one stot above the float. Now plumbing up, I'll go through plumbing up in a sec actually. So coming down the rig, now we are probably going to be about 4 or 5 inches over depth from where I plumbed up. Coming down the rig, I've got 3 number 10s. So one sort of 16 inches below my float, and then it's 8-inch intervals. So number 10, 8-inch, number 10, 8-inch, number 10, and then a 10-inch hook length of 0.12 AccuPower to a size 18 SFLB hook. Now, the reason for 3 number 10s this time of year is it just brings your bait through nice and slow, nice and natural. I don't want big number 8s there or anything like that. I don't want lighter shots there because you miss too. I've said it now, I miss too many bites. We're going to miss bites. It's one of them. But there's things we can do. Obviously, if we start missing loads of bites off these little silvers, we can start doing things. And then hook bait, single maggot, double maggot, single caster, that can work particularly well. The only trouble with caster is you only get one go at it. So what can work sometimes is a little banded caster or a banded maggot, which I've got some in here. Look at these, look at them beauties in there. Getting on them, Jamie. So they are, again, 0.12 hook length, 10 inches to a size 18's KKM. So if I am missing a lot of bites, then I'll put one of them on and band a maggot or band a cast. It works exceptionally well, that does actually. 10-inch hook length I think is the one now, folks. So just let me put some more bait in. The reason for 10-inch hook length, it just brings your bait in a lot more natural. God, I can't wait to get going. Right, plumbing up wise then. So what do I do plumbing up? I don't ever put a plummet on. As you know, we've seen me plumb up loads of time before. All I do is get an AA shot, like so. Jamie on that? AA shot, put your hook in, and then just squeeze that over. Yeah, plumbing up in that way causes a lot less disturbance than putting your big traditional plummet on that you use for like plumbing the depth on a pole. I just want to sneak this into the water, and then all you do again is, if you can't see your float, you just put your float a little bit deeper. If you can see it, you just come down in 6-inch increments until you start seeing your float, and then you just go back up like 2-inch increments until you can't see your float, and then you know roughly where you're fishing. It's a fabulous way of plumbing up, and it's really accurate. So that's my setup, dead simple. Next thing is catapults wise. That is me go-to one for all my pole situations. However, when we're fishing waggler a little bit further out, I like to go to our heaviest one. These are brilliant catapults. They group your bait lovely. And they've got enough beans behind them if you did want to fire certainly like maggots out. If you haven't got casters or anything like that, you will get them at a decent distance with that. What I would say, if it was a little bit windy and you were pleasuring and you wanted to fish a waggler, go somewhere where the wind's on your back. Don't go if the wind's in your face, because you ain't going to be getting that bait out there. Obviously if you're in match conditions, there's nothing you can do about it, but certainly from a pleasure perspective, I mean, conditions don't get much better today. I could do without the sun, you know what I mean, because that's piercing through the water, but we're still going to get bites because of the time of year and because of the setup we've got. But for carp and F1s, I'd imagine what they'll do is hoink, come straight up in the water and start cruising, which isn't a bad thing. We can, caster them like I opened up before, casted that shoal, probably left it 10 or 12 seconds, didn't see anything, and thought, oh, they've ignored that bait. Wound it, and there was blooming one on, so obviously that's an F1 that's followed that bait all the way down. Right, enough waffling. So let's go on with hook baits. So to start with, I'm going to go with double red maggot, and both of them through the tip. So I've only got 18s hook on to start with. I can always go bigger, but double red maggot, both through the tip. Now what will probably happen when you're striking, you will strike a maggot off. If that's a common theme and it's doing your head in, then hook the maggots through the thick end. I will instantly go for hooking them through the thick end if I've got a bigger hook on, but having a small hook on like that, it just masks your hook a little bit too much. You all know how much I love to hook the maggots through the little pointy bit, just because your hook's exposed. And likewise, with a caster, the only trouble with caster, you get one strike and that's it, your blooming casters fell off. So I do apologise for interrupting the video, folks, but if you're enjoying this content, or like myself and all the other Press Innovations consultants, then please don't forget to like, subscribe and hit that notification button, and that's going to tell you when we're putting out these fantastic videos. Hey, let's go for it. I'm just going to cast in actually and then feed around it, because there's enough bait down there now. I'd certainly imagine silvers to start off with, and then hopefully we can get into, there's a carp here, we can get into some carp and some F1s. Don't worry about, a massive spread on your bait. See, that was a little fish. A massive spread on your bait or anything like that. It's all about getting them fish competing and drawing them in. That's what it's all about. So you see, when I'm casting out, I'm not giving it loads. I don't, that was a quick bite. But I'm just going to leave that there. I know that's shallower there because we're just on top of the bar, but I'm just going to leave it there, feed bait a little bit past it, and just see what happens. This is the beauty sometimes, when you've got that bait going over a little bit of an area, you can sometimes get sort of 2-3 goes at the fish. If, oh, look at that, no, I'm going to cast out for him. Oh no, I said it was on, I said we were snagged up, didn't we? Yeah, let's cut that bit, Jamie. Might have to put another hook length on. So we know that that's the top of that bar, but I don't think it's anything severe. I've got my hook back. It's nothing bad. I think it's just like real old tree roots and bits of grass and everything like that. Carp really coming up now. So cast a little bit further, so that's over the top of that bar. It's coming back in nice and natural. Feed round it. Keep that line nice and tight. So you see when I'm when I'm casting, I'm letting out a good 4 or 5 foot of line, and then not giving it loads. I suppose that waggler fishing, unless you were purposely looking to catch fish up in the water, you almost want a heavier waggler than what you'd need to. So I know conditions like this today with mainline on, I could get away with a 1.2 gram waggler, maybe even a gram waggler. I've got on a 2 gram waggler just so I can get the distance should anything, there's a carp there. If anything changes, conditions or anything, always go for a slightly heavier waggler than what you think. So you see, I'm hardly giving that anything at all. The main thing is that feathering. You must simply, oh, is he on straight away? You simply must feather that float. If you don't, well, I'll show you next time actually. If you don't feather it, it just all lands in a heap. Fish can take your bait and you're just not seeing the bite or anything like that. And it takes ages for your float to come up. Oh my God, look at the state of that. So I need to shallow up and catch one of them. What is going on? I need to shallow up and catch an F1 every chuck basically, don't I? There you go. So that was by winding it. Still only a silver though. Right, we need to catch these F1s for you. Go on the roaches. Right, I'm going to catch these F1s now then. So what are you going to do to catch them, Andrew? Well, I'll show you what I'm going to do to catch them. I'm going to bring that float down. I know where I've got that set. It's on my third eye, if you like. So I'm going to bring everything back to there. So I'm basically shallowing up, what, 2 foot, something like that. And I'm going to have a quick go with the side up maggot, and if that doesn't work, I'm going to change that hook length. So this is the things that you just work out whilst you get going, whilst you're fishing. The catch, I would definitely catch a bit better if I had a lighter waggler, but I ain't got me lighter wagglers with me unfortunately. But I'll catch on that. So I've shallowed up, yeah. I'm going to go side up maggot and go for that winding technique as well. Right, so first things first, we'll get some bait in. Can't believe they've come up that quick. Oh yeah, look at them. Look at them. Come on, how's that not going? How's that not going? Come on, there you go. Yeah, so straight away, it couldn't not go, could it? How could it not go? Flipping heck. That is ridiculous. It's ridiculous amount of fish out there, folks. So, shallowed up 2 foot. My waggler's a little bit, I'd say it's a bit too heavy. Yeah? I need like a gram and a half float on really. But we'll get away with it. We'll get away with it. Look at the state of them. Beautiful F1s. Just by winding into them. Come on, open your mouth. I like blooming crucians, these. Look at them, beautiful fish. With the sun on them as well. And then just basically repeating the process. If we start missing them, that's my first go on a side up maggot. If we do start missing them, then I will put a banded hook length on, and I can do either banded maggot, banded caster. But it's working out. So when we first started, not really getting bites through the water. Look at this, oh my God, the state of them now. And then obviously from constant loose feeding, you can see it's drawing these fish up. So cast it in, hold a tight line, and then just wind back. Oh, I missed him. Now, I am right over the middle of the bar there, but I'm just going to leave it, just because it's not on the bottom. We might get one. No, we need to be in that feed. The fish are still there, but obviously they need to watch that bait down. So feed first, and it's all about working that out as well, feeding first and then casting into the fish. Keep everything nice and tight. The tighter you can keep it, the more chance you got of hooking them when the fish is. What I would say is your drag's got to be set right, and you've got to make sure your float's shotted right as well. If you wind in too quick, then obviously your float's gonna sink. So what I'm going to do now is pause up there and feed round it. and then just carry on winding. It's mad, isn't it? After that first one, like instantly, you just get a little bit cuter, a little bit wiser. So what I might have to do is go, ease on. What I might have to do is go to feed, cast, and then just leave it. That might work. I'll just keep winding. Just keep winding in it, folks. It's so good. Little babbish ones. So good. Right, so this stage here, I see a lot of people struggle with how to bring the landing net back and where to put the rod. You know, it's a bit different to a pole. So what I do, I like to bring the fish into me lap first. I always use back wind, but make sure your drag's set right, folks. If your drag's already on, don't worry about it. Just make sure there's tension, and then tuck that rod under your leg so you've got tension everywhere. And then we'll unhook that fish. Come on, the ones. Look, Bobby, he's been in ages, isn't he? I bet he's older than you, Jamie. That's an old fish. And then by keeping everything nice and tight here, we've got trouble. A bit slimy. Keeping everything nice and tight, you're not going to tangle. So any slime on your hook length, yeah, just use that tension on your line. You see my shot's moved up there, which it will do because I'm using stots. Expect them to move. You've got to use stots when you're fishing, certainly waggler, shallow, anything like that, anything where you're going to be moving them shots with the session, and then you straight back in business again. So I'm going to try this time feeding and then leaving it rather than winding back and actually trying to hit a bite. I mean, pretty much F1s on a waggler, they can be horrendous at times, but this time of year generally not too bad. They tend to see it and have it. There we go. So I'm just going to leave that there and see what happens. Might be able to get 2 goes at them. I'm not. Yeah, there we go. That's a little fish, though. Little silver fish. Not too little, but so you can see, shallowing up definitely made the difference. Yeah, getting a few more bites. I've done 2 F1s. Nice little roaches. Beautiful fish, them. Keep everything nice and tight. See, I've just tucked it in my legs this time, just keeping everything nice and tight. Side hooking that maggot. Just reading what's going on. Now that time, I didn't see any swirls, so it might be that I just need to get them confident again. So what I'll do, I'll feed, and if I can see them swirl, I'll feed again and cast into it nice and quick. Yeah, there's a swirl. So what I'll do, feed again and cast into it nice and quick. There we go. And leave it again as well. See if we can get a bite. So that's just going to come through. Just like you were shallow fishing on a pole, you know, the longest you want to leave it, sort of 15 seconds. Once it's at the bottom of that fall, you can do a couple of things. You can do what I'm going to do, probably get a bite as I go to feed, but you can do this, feed, and then just give it a flick back. So what that does, it brings your hook bait up, and now it's just falling back slow again. Or you can just bring it back, repeat the process, just like you're fishing like a pellet waggler or something like that. There's no right and wrong with it. It's all about experimenting on the day. So feed, get that waggler in there. I'm going to wind this time. Wait for that float to come up and then wind. Oh, there's one round it. Probably blooming loads around it, to be fair. There you go. So that was off a feed and then a quick wind back, and then just went to winding again. Just keep everything nice and tight. It's changing all the time, folks, yeah? You just got to keep in touch with them, that's all. When you're playing them, obviously everything nice and low. Don't lift it high. A decent one, this one. Oh, he blooming fell off. Nobody likes to see that, do they? Jamie was waiting for that. Cheers, Jamie. He's laughing. Right, and then go back to double maggot. lost it slightly and start winding back. I think I've just got ahead of myself a little bit too quick here, folks. I think I need to go back on the bottom and just be a bit more patient. I mean, they're there, obviously they're there, but I'm just not confident enough yet. And go back on the bottom, I think. Even though every blooming pouch of castor oil feed. There's some there, so I'm going to leave them maggots on. Now I know I was 3 rings up. What I mean by that is, that's where my float was. There. Let's move everything up. This is the beauty of Stotts. Yeah, so I was 3 rod rings up, yeah, from that one there, and that's a perfect depth. Bring that down, bring that down, bring that down, there we go. And have a cast in. Perfect, right, let's see what's happening. Probably go back to silvers, or it might be that the F1s are watching that bait all the way through. Don't know. Definitely can see why I got giddy though when I started seeing the F1s coming up. I had to have a go for them. Oh, there we go. So that's right then. So obviously what that's done, that's just followed me bait down. So again, how many changes have we had today already, folks? It's like, this is what you need to do. Whether you're, you know, certainly in match conditions, but obviously pleasuring as well. It's working out the best way of catching a fish. Obviously, that's my fault. I just got too giddy too early, didn't I? It's not like me, that, is it? Jamie's shaking his head secretly, aren't you, mate? Oh, dare you get giddy. Oh, it's a poppadom. Go on, the poppadoms. So it's fish like that you miss. I mean, I'm not going to say they won't come shallow, because they do, but it's fish like that, you know, that'll start feeding. He's got spawning tubercles on him. Oh, he blooming ass. Look at him. He's a stunner, him. Beautiful, 2.5 pound. It's fish like that, you know, that proper weight builders in matches. Could be nice and quick. I thought it was a big F1 then. Beautiful fish. Oh, aye. Mind some more of them. Let's see if we can catch another one. So what's happened there is obviously they will come up in the water then, but they're just watching that bait down, and by fishing in this way, real light through the water rig, it just gives you the it's got squid in the eye then by a magpie. It just gives you the best chance of catching them fish, getting them bites. I'm gonna feed first before that cast out this time. I mean, I could, if I wanted to, feed a little bit heavier to try and keep them a little bit lower. Oh, I was about through the water then. I was feeding again. I felt that one as well. So you can see, as soon as we change something, just come back to depth, so the fish can watch that bait all the way through. 2 bites and 2 chucks there. Big poppadom. I'd imagine that'd be a roach. Right, don't feed, Andrew. You've just fed. Don't feed again. There you go. Keep everything tight. And then basically you're fishing from now. Yeah. So if the fish watching that bait through, and that's why them 3 number 10s are so important, because they're keeping everything nice and spread, kicking your bait away from your float. But you do miss bites. I'd imagine that'd be roach. It's just burgled a maggot. I'd imagine there'd be roach, but flipping heck, we all know what F1s are like as well. We all know what them F1s are like. It's almost, oh yeah, that was 3 hours, so it's miles better. Going back to full depth, and that's an F1 that's had it shallow. That. Just gonna keep it. I'm playing it high because of obviously the that bar. It's this side of the bar now. Is it an F1? It might be another pop. Is it a poppadom? No, that's not a poppadom. Surely not. So good though, folks, isn't it? It's just amazing. See why I love it so much, can't you? Oh, go on the poppadoms. Go on the F1s. We got a big giddy. I thought it was a big poppadom. Look at that for a 1. So how much better is that then, going to like back to full depth so they can proper watch that float through the water. I'm going to finish on that one, folks. That is an absolute stunning one to finish on. Oh, forgot to put my reverse on. Look at that. Beautiful in that sunlight. Look at him. Bit of a leaf on him there. Look at that. And that's what you can expect, yeah? Sessions like this. So I'm almost glad it started off a little bit pungy. And what I mean by that, obviously we've had bites from the start, yeah? But I'm almost glad it started off that we were missing him, and then we've had that massive eruption of F1s, and I'm like, F1s, just get it shallow and let's catch one and chuck. But it shows you, if you do the wrong things at the wrong time, you ain't going to be rewarded, and it can proper frustrate you at times. Like, you can have that all too often. Certainly match conditions, you'll see them and you just can't catch them. Do you know they're there for a reason? They're feeding, so there will be a way catching. And we've been through, what, 4 or 5 different techniques there. So we started off on the bottom, then we came shallow, then I changed my shot in, then I changed my hook in, then I've gone back deep again, and we've sussed it. So we've had that skimmer, that F1, missed a bite in like 3 chucks. I'd imagine it'll just keep getting stronger and stronger. That's not to say that them F1s won't come back and they'll start feeding shallow again, because 100% they will do. And then what you'll find is, obviously come dinner time, 12, 1 o'clock, carp will start coming up and start cruising and things like that, and that's where different techniques come in. That's for another day, that, folks. I wish I'd have got lighter wagglers with me. 2 AAs would have been absolutely perfect today, a lot lighter. But, it is what it is. I forgot them. I didn't think it was like that style of fishing. But it's been flipping amazing. I absolutely adore it. I'm going to carry on probably until tomorrow. I'm going to stay in my t-shirt as long as I can, folks, and get a nice tan. I'm going to take this hat off because I'll get a ring round here, and we don't want that. So, hope you've enjoyed that, folks. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification button, and that'll tell you when we're putting out these fantastic videos. Now leave me alone and catch me some more F1s.